Hello and welcome to the news on ICTU-RTV. Coming up in this edition, Christians in Yaoundé have joined their counterparts the world over to celebrate Palm Sunday, celebrating the triumphant entry of Jesus into Jerusalem prior to his passion, death and resurrection. Get echoes of celebrations in the churches across Yaoundé. Out of the country, Brice Clotaire Olinguingema is Gabon's president. He was elected on April 13 by 90.35% of the vote. We will have details in this newscast. Stay with us. You're welcome back. We begin with religion to say Christians of the St. Joseph Anglophone Parish, Vogada, are set to accompany Jesus Christ through his passion, death, and resurrection. They displayed their commitment as they celebrated Palm Sunday, the triumphant entry of Jesus Christ into Jerusalem, with palms and songs. Louisa Kinyo attended the service and has this for the newscast.
Catholic Christians of the St. Joseph Anglophone Parish in Vogada, Yaoundé, like others, with palms in their hands, singing Hosanna to God, reproduce the scene of Jesus' entry into Jerusalem. This as they celebrate Palm Sunday. Also referred to as Passion Sunday, it is a day which signifies the beginning of the Holy Week, which involves the commemoration of the death and resurrection of Christ on Easter Sunday.
Palm Sunday, as the name goes, Palm. It inaugurates this week that is called Holy Week, the high point of which is the Easter Triduum, Holy Thursday, in which we remember the institution of the Eucharist, and the enactment of the command, the order which the Lord gave us, love one another as he has loved us. And then Good Friday, of course, the crucifixion, death of our blessed Lord, Easter, the resurrection.
From the blessing of palms, the ushering in of the priest who represents Christ here on earth, to the reading of the Passion of Christ, the significance of this day to faithfuls is a call for them to follow Christ during these trying times.
So in this Sunday, we are called to prepare in order to follow up in Christ's suffering, his passion, death and resurrection, which is the main significance of our Catholic Church today. During this week, Christ is going to conquer death and be triumphant.
Christians of the St. Joseph Parish, Bogada, like others all over the world, we are thus encouraged by the priest to take active part in the various activities that will be held during the Holy Week, which ends on Easter Sunday with the resurrection.
At the Bethel Baptist Church at Yaoundé, the congregation, they have celebrated the 25th Palm Sunday by honoring God through diverse cultural expressions. Yamba, Nkom, Wimbo, and Awing are some of the cultural groups that answered present during the service. Under the theme, Cultural Relevance and Palm Sunday, they celebrated Jesus' triumphant entry into Jerusalem. Jeremy Rumors at the Bethel Baptist Church and brought back the following report for the news.
The Bethel Baptist Church in ICTU Yaoundé observed Palm Sunday 2025 with a vibrant cultural celebration centered on the theme Cultural Relevance and Palm Sunday. Christians from various communities including Uku, Nso, Kom, Awi, Wimbum and Yamba honored God through their unique cultural traditions. In his Palm Sunday message, Reverend Wemgong Samuel drew from Acts chapter 17 verses 16 to 36, impacting a powerful message that resonated with the congregation.
Saying that our real mandate is to be sensitive and to see how we can share the gospel with the people of our culture. It's not just enough to say identify with them, do development with them, do business with them, and then they die and go to hell. We want to say, how can we use our culture as bridges to reach out to our people?
The extensive service, lasting nearly 5 hours, profoundly impacted the worshippers.
One thing I learned during the service is I should be able to use Jesus to transform my culture. Jesus should use me as that entrance, that triumphal entry into my culture.
What I'm taking home is that I should not only depend on my culture, but I should live the gospel in my culture.
Today I'm taking back that in Christianity we have to know the type of cultures that we bring into Christianity. We have to select the good cultures that we have and present it.
As the Palm Sunday symbolizes Jesus' triumphant entry into Jerusalem, it marks the commencement of the Holy Week leading up to Easter Sunday. Notably, this occasion precedes Bethel Baptist Church's forthcoming 30th anniversary.
Restant en religion, les chrétiens du Cameroun ont célébré le dimanche des Rameaux à la Bethel Baptist Church d'Etoudi. C'était un moment de partage et de communion. Michel Betaïné, reportage.
Les chrétiens du monde ont célébré ce 13 avril 2025 le dimanche des Rameaux. À la Bethel Baptist Church d'Etoudi, le culte a été célébré par le révérend Webcon Samuel. Le révérend pasteur s'est servi du livre des Actes des Apôtres à son chapitre 17, versets 16 à 36 pour expliquer à ses fidèles la symbolique de cette célébration.
Le dimanche des Rameaux, c'est la seule fois que Jésus a accepté d'être accepté comme roi. Il est entré à Jérusalem, il était monté sur un âne, et cela pour accomplir la prophétie qui était dite dans le livre de Zacharie chapitre 9, le verset 9. Et cela veut dire également que quand Jésus entre dans ma vie, j'aurai les victoires. Jésus est le roi des rois, le roi au-dessus de tous les rois, et il est également le prince de paix. Il a choisi l'âne et non le cheval parce que c'est un roi de paix.
Marquant l'entrée dans la semaine sainte, le dimanche des Rameaux annonce la consécration de la plus grande fête chrétienne, la Pâque, un moyen pour les chrétiens d'améliorer leur relation avec Dieu.
L'évangile de Christ doit être le standard. Également, nous devons comprendre que quand on est chrétien, on doit éviter les extrêmes. Il y a les extrêmes où on est fluide avec la culture, où on est trop rigide. Il y a certains éléments de notre culture qui sont bien, on doit les conserver même en tant que chrétien.
Dimanche des Rameaux achevé, place à la semaine sainte qui sera chapeautée avec la résurrection du Christ.
Having to choose between our ancestral beliefs and what is termed white man's belief is a challenge to most Cameroonians and Africans when faced with decision making. However, they should not have to choose either one or the other if they can strike a balance. This necessitates awareness that leads to informed choices, as we get in the following report. Striking a harmonious balance between our cherished cultures and traditions and the teachings of Christianity is a significant journey for many Cameroonians and Africans alike. During a recent event known as Culture Sunday on April 13, Reverend Webcon Samuel, the pastor of the Bethel Baptist Church Etoudi, offered valuable insights on how to navigate this challenge positively. Reverend Samuel highlighted the importance of embracing our rich cultural practices while also adhering to Christian values. He discussed various cultural elements such as the special status given to twins, different birth rights, burial and funeral customs, and the significance of receiving traditional titles and participating in enthronement ceremonies. His message encouraged Christians to stay rooted in their faith while also developing a deep understanding of cultural practices, enabling them to discern which customs are beneficial and which may be detrimental. He emphasized that Christians should not completely shy away from traditional practices, as these can enrich their spiritual lives. Similarly, he reassured non-Christians that embracing Christianity does not necessarily mean they must abandon their cultural values. Culture Sunday serves as a wonderful opportunity for communities to celebrate how Cameroon's diverse cultural heritage can beautifully complement and enhance their spiritual journeys. Other denominations also participate in similar initiatives, fostering a greater understanding of the interplay between culture and faith. Beautiful report there. Palm Sunday celebration at the Bethel Baptist Church Etoudi also serves as an opportunity for Christians to share meals together featuring some of their favorite delicacies. Reverend Wepngong Samuel elaborates on the rationale behind this activity in the final expert of an interview.
How can we be relevant? How can we be relevant in our various cultures? And then on this Sunday also, our culture as Africans, we dance, we sing. So singing and dancing is part of our culture. Eating is just, hospitality is just part of our culture. That's why we decided to sing, dance, and then we are now eating and fellowshipping with one another, because to be African just means being hospitable, and that's just part of our culture.
The place of culture in the church can never be underestimated. In the following commentary by Ernest Akufo, we gather that inculturation is as vital as the very core of religion itself.
The venerated Pope John Paul II of blessed memory, September 14, 1995, proclaimed the official document, the Ecclesia in Africa, an official document of the Roman Catholic Church written and promulgated. Religious teachings and practices have been adapted to different cultural contexts, ensuring that the faith remains relevant and accessible to all communities. Inculturation is the integration of culture into the Christian faith. It is a two-way street, with faith enriching the culture and vice versa. Christianity resonates with the unique cultural expressions and values of a particular society while safeguarding the core principles of faith. The organization of cultural days in almost all Christian denominations along the year, African traditional values and musical instruments, cultural songs, dressing, preaching in the traditional African languages have all paved the way for effective inculturalization. The core concept of inculturalization includes adaptation and relevance, integration of culture, mutual engagement, preservation of the core beliefs. This has led to palpable signs and examples in the domain of music, arts, language, rituals, celebrations, and theology. All of these adapt faith to a culture. The importance of inculturalization cannot be undermined, as it creates relevance and accessibility, growth and flourishing of the church mission and evangelization. Inculturalization is not a one-time event, but a continuous process of dialogue and reflection as cultures evolve and the church grows.
Away from religion, let's talk about ourselves in this newscast. The Yaoundé chapter of the Cameroon Institute of Teaching Journalists at Kamasej has launched activities leading up to the celebration of this year's World Press Freedom Day. With human investment activities that saw the journalists clean up the arteries of some streets of Yaoundé's 6th municipality. Led by chapter president Ajumane Akam Francis, Saturday's activity will be followed by a sports walk scheduled for Saturday, April 19. Louisa Kinyoe comes back to the human investment activity in the following report.
Members of Kamasej Yaoundé chapter are bent on promoting the say cleanliness is next to godliness. They took to the streets of Yaoundé, precisely in the Yaoundé 4 municipality on April 12, where they launched a cleanup campaign beginning from Rond-Point Express to the Acacia Market. With gloves, plastic bags, wheelbarrows and rakes, the Kamasej crew picked up dirt and plastics from the streets and gutters as a way of contributing to a healthier environment. This cleanup exercise was organized to launch activities in prelude to World Press Freedom Day 2025 and to demonstrate the chapter's commitment to a clean and transparent society, as well as a call for their peers.
We need to protect our environment, we need to keep our environment clean, and so equally it's an activity, a symbolic activity, so that this is a threat as far as waste management is concerned. And so we've done this symbolic activity today. It's an opportunity for all media practitioners, not only in Yaoundé but around the country, to get involved in the waste management project, to address it through their reporting.
The activity demonstrated Kamase's Yaoundé chapter's commitment to building trust between the press, the public, and the government through tangible actions. This as they prepare to celebrate World Press Freedom Day, as well as preparations for the elections to hold in the country this October 2025.
On to something else now. The National Museum of Cameroon on April 13 played host to the first edition of the Bui Artists Peace Festival BUMAP, organized by Ya Adeline Benkum of the group Tribute Sisters. The festival was attended by a handful of artists, comedians, and other actors of the music industry. The aim of the festival was to prone peace. Louisa Kinyo attended that ceremony and brought back the following report.
There are over 50 of them, actors of the 7th art, that came out this April 13, 2025 to advocate for peace from the 6 quarters of the Bui division, notably Noni, Oku, Nkar, Biame, Jakiri, and Kumbo. The artists came out in their numbers to take active part in the Bui Artists Peace Festival, BUMAP. The festival that began with a seminar on the artistic world later moved to an animated one where the actors preach peace through what they know how to do best. Begging God to unite them as one people, praising Him, preaching and seeking for peace are some of the messages that were passed on through the various songs that were played during the concert. Under the umbrella of Ya Adeline Bekum of the group Tribute Sisters and Shuva Gemini of the Jungwewong Association of Singers and Songwriters, they showcase their talent. Attended by a host of notables, dignitaries, patrons like Kibu Henry, and renowned artists Chili Wawaye and Ya Laura, the festival was an opportunity to place a call for peace, unity, and solidarity amongst themselves.
À l'étranger, Brice Clotaire Olinguingema a été élu président du Gabon pour les 7 prochaines années. D'homme militaire à homme politique, Michel Betaïne nous dresse son portrait.
Dieu n'abandonne pas son peuple, a déclaré le président élu après l'annonce des résultats provisoires ce dimanche 13 avril 2025. L'ex-patron des services de renseignement de la garde républicaine est le nouveau président du Gabon pour les 7 années à venir. Originaire du Haut-Ongoué, plus précisément de la ville de Ngoni, Brice Clotaire Olinguingema est le fruit de l'union d'un père militaire Fan du Nord et d'une mère Teke, parente au Bongo, qui fait de lui cousin au Bongo. Né en 1975, il obtient son baccalauréat à Port-Gentil, puis poursuit ses études universitaires à Mazuko, Franceville. Il se lance rapidement dans l'armée comme son père. Il est formé à l'Académie de Mernès au Maroc. Très tôt, il est mis à la disposition du régime en place. Il a accompagné Omar Bongo durant les 8 dernières années de sa présidence jusqu'à sa mort en 2009. À la mort du père Bongo, il devient attaché militaire au Maroc puis au Sénégal en 2013. Il ne revient qu'au Gabon lors du second mandat d'Ali Bongo où il a accompagné l'ex-président jusqu'à la fin de son mandat. Avant de procéder à un coup d'État sans effusion de sang, après le résultat des présidentielles le 30 août 2023, a mis sur pied un comité de transition, a organisé un dialogue national entre avril et mai 2024, a renoncé à ses titres de militaire pour devenir civil afin de pouvoir se présenter aux élections présidentielles du 12 avril 2025, qu'il a gagné haut la main. Brice Clotaire Olinguingema se présente ainsi comme un bâtisseur et un prophète qui vient sortir les Gabonais de plusieurs années du règne Bongo.
Thank you, Michelle Betani. With that report from Gabon, we come to the end of the edition of ICTU-RTV News. Thank you for your attention. Stay tuned, stay blessed. Happy Holy Week to all.